Welcome everybody to episode 84 of Out the Field Podcast. If you're watching the video, you'll notice we're in a different setting.
A little different.
It's because it's too damn hot.
It's a bit hot where we're filming. Our mansion in Ventura is just, it's so unbearable, isn't it?
Terrible. Can't believe they didn't install AC. But no, for real. The office studio does not have AC in it. My bedroom does have AC in it.
It's quite beautiful in here, dude.
Yes, so it is way better than do it in the heat, where we'd probably end with soaked shirts by the... I'm not kidding. It's been over 100 degrees the past 2 days.
How have you been surviving this?
I've been in here.
Just solely living in here?
Pretty much.
I don't blame you at all, man.
Yeah, I don't want to leave this room.
A lot better than me. I'll tell you this. I have in total in my apartment, I have 3 fans. I don't have any AC, guys. Let me tell you. The building holds heat beautifully, but if it's summertime, it's not a fun time.
Yeah, a lot of homes in California don't have AC just because we don't really need it.
We didn't need it, at least.
Yeah, but these last couple years just keep getting hotter and hotter. So even my family at their place has talked about installing AC. I would love to have actual AC here, not just a little unit.
Hey, but this unit's putting in work.
It does. It's been putting in work since like 2014.
You have the same unit?
Yeah, you just turn it on. As long as it's not broken, why fix it?
Okay, I gotta buy me one of those.
There you go. Hisense. Hisense.
There you go, guys.
AC. I can see it from here. But yeah, what do you like? Dealing with the heat or dealing with the cold? I know we've asked that before on the pod, but it just seems more appropriate right now because...
Like, I know for a fact we're not the only ones dying. There's got to be other people, other states that are just fuming hot right now.
And this has been one of my busiest times during all this heat. I did a lot this past week, and it was over, in some places, over 110 degrees.
Dude.
So, not enjoyable. Don't really enjoy that. And I also did not enjoy hearing this news today.
I didn't either.
James Earl Jones has passed away.
I was at work, and I actually broke the news to Andy.
Really?
I saw him, and I'm like, did you see the news? He's like, what are you talking about? And I told him. Immediately was like, what? No way.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I mean, he lived a good life. He lived a full life.
93, bro.
93. So it's not like one of those super tragic ones with the scenario that he passed away. He lived his life.
I was going to say, I hope he passed peacefully.
It seems like it.
Hopefully
I mean, in 93, I just assumed the clock hit its time and everyone's got their time, and that was James Earl Jones's.
I mean, he left us with iconic moments in cinema.
Of course.
You kidding me? Mufasa, Darth Vader.
All I think of when I hear James Earl Jones is Darth Vader. That's like the first and only thing I think of. And then, of course, like he said, Mufasa and Lion King. And then as baseball fans, and most of you are fans of baseball, we have Sandlot, we have Field of Dreams. He's done a lot. And just having him and being able to experience him in our lifetime, I think that's an honor. So rest in peace, and all prayers with his family and all his loved ones. And this next person, not quite on the same level as James Earl Jones, but
he's a lot more scandalous, I'll say that.
He's been taken over, and that is Nikocado Avocado. Have you heard of all this recent news with him?
Yes, I've heard of it. I'm aware of it. For those of the viewers and listeners that don't know, Nikocado Avocado is an internet personality / celebrity who basically did a bunch of mukbangs up until the point where he was a really big guy.
Disgusting mukbangs.
Then again, there's mukbangs that aren't bad at all. They're decent and pretty PG. His were just pretty filthy, very I don't know. It was messy, always greasy food, always hot Cheeto stuff, right?
Yeah.
Always dipping in it's very gluttonous stuff. Anyways,
he got big. He got up to 411 pounds.
And for those who have heard of him before, you guys know that he used to be really skinny. He used to be a vegan YouTuber, and then after that, I think him and his partner, they both just didn't diet anymore and were just eating whatever they wanted, whatever they wanted. They got really comfortable. I mean, it kind of happened.
And if you don't know the name, maybe you know some of his memes.
You've honestly probably seen him in a meme.
Like the one where he hits the headrest where he's like...
I like that one and the one where he goes...
Oh, yeah, that's like his signature when he was big. He was just...
He just always whined.
Always in a scooter in Walmart or Target.
But, guys, he somehow lost all the weight.
Shocked the world.
How much did he weigh?
He dropped 250 pounds. It went from 411 to 158 pounds.
Now keep in mind, guys, up until this point, the internet has only been receiving a bunch of these videos of him still doing his mukbangs up until the last, what, like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
The first video he uploaded was just him completely changed.
Apparently it was all planned. Apparently all these mukbang videos were filmed like either all around the same time or they were spread out, and then he posted them spread out through 2 years, it seemed like.
That's a lot of content. You know how much food he probably bought?
Yeah, but he just waited on all of it. He just waited to post. So it seemed like real time to everybody. Yeah. And then he posted this one where he's lost all the weight. And he's saying it's the greatest social experiment of his life. He's calling all the viewers, all the people, his little ants on his little ant farm. And he said he's always 2 steps ahead.
Insane.
And he said that in one of his videos when he was fat. And now he's saying it, he's like, I'm always 2 steps ahead. So the conspiracy theory that I'm hearing is the one we're seeing right now still is not real-time Nico Avocado.
Really?
Some people think it's old footage, so he lost all the weight a couple months ago, and now real-time Nikocado Avocado is ripped. That's the theory I'm hearing. Because he kept still saying it, that he's always 2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are thinking right now, like as we film this, as you listen to this, he's currently grinding and getting buff, bulking up.
I want to see him come back like Hulk Hogan.
That would be insane.
just this
That would be insane for sure. And a lot of people are also curious as to how he has no loose skin.
He's not showing it though, remember. From the angle that he records that, you don't really see it.
He showed his arms. There's a dancing video of him on some bed, and he's like, he's lit full body.
What the hell?
No loose skin at all. T-shirt too. Because literally like this.
I've heard, like, I know it's possible to lose a lot of weight without losing that much skin. The thing is you have to do it very gradually, which of course, clearly, Nikocado Avocado did.
Well, to lose 250 pounds, I think no matter what, you're going to have loose skin.
Yeah, but
I mean, stretch marks too. Because when your body grows that big and then you bring it back down,
you're gonna have the stretch marks for sure. You're gonna have
I literally have stretch marks just from growing, not like weight, but like growing in height from when I was young to just a big growth spurt.
I would say he probably does have loose skin. The majority is probably going to be in the belly because even when he was bigger, his weight was never really in the arms. He had kind of big arms, but it wasn't like anything. Too like blown up.
I mean, there's so many ways you could lose weight today. Ozempic. That's been like the big thing.
A big thing for people like really that big when you're trying to lose weight, honestly, is just to fast. Like it sucks not eating, but
I saw a bodybuilder TikToker saying his calorie deficit, like how much he would have had to cut to lose that much weight, would have been huge. Like at least over 1,500 calories.
No, legit, it's ridiculous. It's scandalous, but
I mean, that's why I haven't lost weight, because I can't stay away from food.
Nikocado Avocado, I just love food too much. I don't
for real. Like I go to the gym, I go outside and play softball, basketball, but then I go eat.
Just food is that much of a comfort. It's crazy.
Like I literally have to mentally like tell myself to do that, and it's just like, I don't want to be on salads and grilled chicken for a year, 6 months.
You don't want to be eating rice cakes all the time. You don't want to. You want to enjoy yourself. I get it.
Exactly.
Now I gotta ask. This is gonna break the fourth wall a bit. What's going on with all the kendo sticks and like a hardcore match going on?
There's Monday Night Raw going on the TV on mute behind the camera. I don't know. Yeah, street fight or something.
Right on.
But yeah, so who knows how he did it? It could be natural. It could be surgery. It could be Ozempic. But he's always 2 steps ahead. What do you all think of this whole situation? Yeah, and I will be tuning in to the brand new Linkin Park. Have you heard the new lead singer, Emily Armstrong?
I have. First of all and foremost, I love Linkin Park. Grew up on them.
Same.
Absolutely loved them. I mean, Transformers, absolutely iconic. I will say though,
Is Linkin Park where they're at without Transformers? They did have bangers, but they really like amplified them by putting their songs in Transformers.
here's the thing though, they had bangers, but people slept on it. And until Transformers came on, that's when everybody was like,
What I've Done blew the hell up.
Yeah.
Because of Transformers.
hell yeah, that New Divide,
New Divide.
crazy
Yeah.
numbers.
But
bro.
like songs that did well without Transformers, I would say Numb,
Giving Up,
Given Up. That's
a great one.
Paper Cut.
Leave Out All the Rest, One Step Closer.
What In the End.
Yeah, Indians are like one of
Yeah.
the biggest songs.
So obviously they're a great band. Same as him. I listened to them growing up. There's no way you could avoid Linkin Park in our childhood.
To be honest, there was no way to do it.
Yeah. And the new lead singer, Emily Armstrong, what do you think of her? Thoughts, opinions?
Thoughts and opinions. I'm just gonna be brutally honest. I don't really like it that much. I respect it, but here's the thing. It just their whole sound, to me at least, shifted so much that it kind of sounds like a prayer group on Sunday Mass.
Here's the thing,
I respect the hustle. I like the energy. It's just the sound, I think, isn't for me right now. I think it'll grow on me because it could have been a lot worse.
Here's what I think people have to accept. Nobody can replicate Chester Bennington's voice.
Never gonna happen.
It's
ever again.
too unique.
No.
And people just, no matter who you put in that role, want to hear Chester Bennington, and you're not going to get it. Like, I'm sorry.
It hurts because we've grown up on it and we know it's like, oh, it's Chester, but it's not.
Have you heard their first release song with the new girl?
That I have not.
I'm going to play 6 seconds due to copyright issues. Let me get it. But I'm going to go right to the best part.
Okay.
So it's right around this mark.
YouTube, relax with the copyright.
All right. Hopefully it's right here. Okay.
See, that sounds a lot better. I don't want to be messed up, but that sounds a lot better than her trying to be Chester.
Well, she's going to have to sing those songs because she's a part of Linkin Park.
Yes, I understand that. I think she's gonna do okay. I think I'm just being a little hater.
I legit love that song. It's called The Emptiness Machine.
The Emptiness Machine.
That's the single they just dropped, and they're releasing a whole album with her as the new lead singer. So hopefully it'll be banger after banger after banger, and it was a good start with that song.
I hope nothing but the best for Mike Shinoda and the rest of Linkin Park.
Mike Shinoda looks happy. Like
especially because going back full circle moment, like you said, it's going to be the new beginning because everybody just in that band, especially, they love playing the music, and I know they want to play for Chester, especially Mike.
Yeah.
Like that for sure. Music is therapeutic for them at this point.
Yeah, I rock with her. Obviously, I've heard her do the renditions of In the End, Numb, all those songs. And yeah, it doesn't sound like Chester. But I do like her voice, so I rock with it. I think she'll be fine. It was very split on TikTok at the beginning. I saw a lot of people that were like, no, it sounds nothing like Chester. But now I'm on the other side of TikTok where I'm seeing a lot of people that are like emotional hearing that new song. And not gonna lie, I already know like the words, and I've only heard it for like 2 days, and I've been blasting it in the car. And
Bro's got it on repeat. I like that though.
It's a good ass song. And something else that has been very good lately is football is back and fully operating.
Week 1, right?
Week 1 is over.
Oh.
Yes. And Monday Night Football just ended. 49ers beat the Jets. But there were tons of other stories all over the NFL. My Seahawks are undefeated. We're 1-0. We took down the Broncos. Kenneth Walker had a hell of a game, so congrats. And I'm happy to be a Seahawks fan. Our darling USC quarterback, Caleb Williams, debuted in the NFL.
How'd he do?
He didn't do that good. The team won, but he did not do that good.
Was he throwing a lot of interceptions?
No touchdowns, no interceptions. 93 yards total. Maybe some rushing yards with that. That's passing yards, is 93 yards. But the defense definitely should be looking at him saying, you owe us, buddy.
Damn.
The defense was huge in that game. They were the MVPs of that game, for sure.
Damn, nice to see them step up.
Yeah. And somebody who did not have a good start to their week was Tyreek Hill.
For those of you who weren't aware, Tyreek Hill was detained by the police,
Handcuffed.
but handcuffed over not necessarily a speeding ticket. I don't know.
They
what
said
it
a
was.
traffic violation.
So okay,
I'm assuming it's speeding. He was in a sports car.
probably speeding. He didn't do a full stop. I know a lot of cops are petty with that. Like we call it the California roll.
Yeah, the video I saw, he was literally on the ground handcuffed.
Jesus, man.
And it was on a public street of people walking to the game. And I saw one where this guy's like looking, oh, what's going on? This guy's getting arrested over here. And he stops and he's like, you can't hear him, but you can see on his face, he's like, that's Tyreek Hill.
Wasn't it the guy with the glasses with his like mouth open?
He had a Dolphins jersey, teal. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, I would have quit our fantasy season if he didn't play because of that.
Oh my God.
He's on my fantasy team, and I'm not letting football emotionally wreck me this season, specifically fantasy football, because it has for 8 years, and I'm done. I'm not letting it do it anymore. Like tonight, I lost to Javi because of the Monday night game.
Damn.
Old me, my night would be ruined. I'd be in a bad mood right now, and I probably would have yelled many curse words at my TV as soon as Jordan Mason scored that touchdown. But no, I honestly am tired of it. My team wins, cool. If I take a beating, cool. If I barely lose, whatever. Like, it's just been too stressful for too many years, especially the way last year ended. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to set an alarm to see the games right when they start. I honestly don't care. Nobody on my team is supposed to be out. Everyone's good to go. I'm getting my sleep. The only time I'm waking up before game time is if there's a game time decision on my team and I have to wake up, find out an hour before game time if they're going to play or not. And I was like, everyone's good to go. We're sleeping. Screw it. And I wake up at like 11 probably, and immediately I see a notification, Tyreek Hill arrested before game. And I'm like, are you serious? I literally was like, if he's not playing right now, because the games were going, I'm like, if he is not playing right now, I'm quitting.
I was going to say, because at that point you can't substitute him, right? Because
the game's live, yeah. Fuck. I would have quit week one. And then I read his note after Tyreek Hill detained by police. He still is scheduled to play. And I was like, God, man.
It could have been a close one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. I ended up losing anyway.
Back then, did you ever, like, stay up trying to look for, like, players to pick up? Did you ever make, game plans?
I'll still do that because I don't want to just be a layup win for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm just not going to get attached like I did in the past. And
when you started this whole league at first, was everybody in it just super attached?
Oh,
super volatile, like, we're going to go balls to the walls with this?
Everybody still is at this point. But, like, people that I would say are starting to lose that passion because of how stressful fantasy football is I'm number one for sure. I'm like, I've dealt with it too much.
I've seen some pretty, I wouldn't say bad moments. None of them are bad at all. Just very frustrated, like, blips here and there.
Kershey is right behind me. He was second on the bandwagon for maybe we should just not play this year. Jeff has openly admitted that it ruins your mental health.
God, and it's only been like 2 years with you guys. It's only been 2-3 years.
Yeah, Kershey was pretty quick to turn. But, yeah, I mean, they understand it, man. And then we have the other half of our league that's like, oh, we just want you to care. And I'm like, well, guess what? I cared for too long, stayed up, pissed off way too long. And the people that are saying all that is Javi, Gabe, Alan. But whatever.
Because they don't get it.
And I don't think any of them have lost in the most heartbreaking ways.
By the way, guys, like, you don't want to lose like this guy.
No, I lose pretty bad. And it's just, I'm over it. I'm not going to be ruining other parts of my life because some player ruined my whole day. I'm not going to let that happen anymore. And keep going with what happened in week one. Saquon looked comfortable on the Eagles. 3 touchdowns. Ooh. Brand new team. I think he'll be fine. And I think he'll be a lot better. That's another reason I just turned off by fantasy football. 3 guys off the top of my head that I was 2 picks away from, but somebody took them right before me, all went off in week one.
Oh.
And I was like,
Like, going off meaning like 30 points
I
or
wanted
more?
Saquon. He scored 3 TDs. I had my eye on him. Allen took him like 2 picks before me. Who else? I wanted Caleb, even though Caleb did bad. But I did want Caleb as a backup quarterback. Got taken like 2 picks before me. Another one, Joe Mixon, went off, up 130 plus yards, 1 touchdown, taken a couple picks before me. And so I was like, you know what?
In fantasy, when you guys have your queue set up, if somebody like what happened to you when they take your pick, does it automatically just delete the name from the next?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mahomes and the Chiefs opened week 1 against the Ravens, and they barely won that game. I'm talking by like an inch, literally.
It wasn't even an inch. It was a toe.
A toenail. If we're
Yeah. It was a toenail. I was watching this at work with my coworkers. Immediately, I'm like, they got to give it to him. It was like barely nothing over. Barely nothing over it.
He wishes he was a whole foot size smaller. Because
That was the difference, guys. I'm not even kidding.
Or maybe even half a foot size, if I'm being honest.
Bro, chop the toe. You don't need the toe.
And speaking of Patrick Mahomes, going around the league, especially in college football, there's been this news that he has a clone.
Clone?
Yeah, take a look. You have the photo. This kid's name is Dylan Raiola of Nebraska. He's the quarterback.
I thought it was like Balula or something. I read Dylan.
So, take a look at them. Those are 2 different people.
Yeah, they look pretty alike, man. He's got what? Same haircut and everything.
Dude. He looks like him. His hair is the same style. He's got the same goatee, same number, same arm sleeve. He even copies his pregame entrance.
What's his entrance?
Like he comes up out of the tunnel and he like jumps like with his knees really high. He's like, let's go, like that. And he does the same thing.
Immediate clone. Okay.
Like, I get we all have our heroes. I wear number 33 because I love Nick Swisher. It was my idol growing up. But like, at the end of the day, you got to be your own person.
Who was it in the NBA Finals that was copying everybody's like iconic moment? Jason Tatum?
Oh yeah, Jason Tatum.
Same thing like that, right?
Plagiarism king. Unoriginal king. Literally cannot think of anything to do original. He's just going to take everything. He took the Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. And
that one was
he changed it to, we did it. We did it!
That's a pretty bad one.
He tried to do the Kobe shower picture. There were so many. Dude, just became the cringe lord after that. And speaking of cringe.
Oh, this next one, guys.
God, tell him.
Guys, have y'all seen the new Minecraft trailer? You know what? I don't think it was that bad until I saw the pig. And then I was like,
You mean the sheep?
The sheep. See, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is, bro.
The thing that bothers me with the sheep, pig sheep do exist in Minecraft, but they don't come across every, like, day.
Oh, so these are legit rare.
They're probably the rarest one to find.
And they're just out in the open now.
Like in the trailer, they're like, oh, we're going to put a pink one. Like, no, not the common white one. Occasionally there's a black one. There's some gray ones. I think even brown. They're like, nope, the one that you rarely see, we're going to put that one in the trailer. And then what did they do to my boy Jason Momoa and his crew? Like, what is going on here?
The crew looks a little rough, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But, okay, you being a diehard Minecraft crafter.
Yeah.
Overall feelings of this. How did this sit with you?
I think they're going with the Minecraft story mode was introduced years down the line after Minecraft came out.
It was a whole expansion, wasn't it?
Yeah, I never played it.
I remember seeing that all drop. Again, I never played it either.
Minecraft didn't need a story mode. It didn't. The game is very successful just being played the way it is meant to be played. It looks like this is a story mode story. I never played it. I don't know. That's what I assume Jason Momoa and all these characters are. Obviously, everybody knows Steve. That's the main Minecraft skin and who Jack Black is playing. In just the line.
How do you feel about Jack Black playing
Honestly, Steve? Now that I see Jason Momoa and whatever they did to him, I'd rather see Jason Momoa as Steve. I don't know, dude. All they did was put a blue shirt on him. And they just said, I am Steve.
I saw Twitter bail out. And they were like, oh, why'd they make Steve white? Make him brown again. Because the original Steve is brown.
Is he?
Apparently.
I didn't know that. But, yeah, God, like, at this point, a lot of people said it should be animated, the whole thing. And I think I agree with them now.
I would.
Especially the animals, dude. If anything, can we please bully them like we bullied the Sonic creators?
Well, I heard that's what's happening. Aren't they going to go back and, like, revamp some shit?
I feel like they're not going to do it.
They're just going to raw dog it?
Yep.
Oh, my Lord.
I feel like they're going to say, nope, this is our movie. And they're just going to roll with whatever this sheep is and the llama that's in the trailer. And, oh, God, man. I don't even know. It's going to be, I'm going to see it. One, because it's Minecraft and I love that game. Grew up playing it. Two, I want to see how bad it actually gets.
I hope the set design at least is like pretty clean.
I mean, the world looks nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like everything
it's hard.
Looks pretty cool, though.
It's hard to look at the world when everything else is taking your attention.
I mean, the trees alone look pretty fire.
The trees look like Minecraft trees.
That's why.
Yeah, but it should be interesting. They got a while. We got till April, so we'll see if they change things. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to roll with it. It should be very fun.
I can't wait to hear Shorty's review on that.
Okay, he's going to shit on it, 100%. Because, you know, the cinematography wasn't ideal to my situation.
Because there's no plot. What's the plot?
Yeah.
That's Shorty lingo.
I mean, I can already tell you it's going to be these people come from the real world, which looks like they're coming from the 80s just based on their wardrobe.
Yeah, or maybe 90s.
Could be. But they're going to end up in the Minecraft world somehow. And it's just going to be like a whole adventure or something. I just think even the animated stuff for 2024, like we couldn't do better. It's rough. But anyways, let's do some life updates. We talked about all these other stories, but Mobo and I's lives live on. I was at the UFC home opener this past week. Obviously, that was great. We won 48-0.
Wow.
Yeah, felt great.
You went with Shorts and Art, right?
Correct. Shorty's first college football game ever, which now it's your turn.
I will tag along. I will say that.
And finally, I've been thinking this for a while. Ever since Art introduced me to UFC games and everything, we've always Ubered from his house. And the Uber there was $60, split it among 3 people, 20 each. The Uber back was like 60 something, adds up to like $40 a person.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah, and so I was like, dude, why do we keep Ubering? Like, I don't think it's that bad of a drive.
Yeah.
And I finally was like, hey man, I think we should just drive ourselves from now on. Because like one of the structures we parked in was $40. So that your car's there and you're good. $40 split among 3 people. What's that, like 15?
Yeah.
12, something like that?
Cheap.
Somewhere in that range compared to $40 a person. And there's that structure. There's a structure across from that structure. And right across, right outside the Coliseum, there's a structure.
So there's plenty of parking. Parking is clearly not an issue.
Yeah, and I really came to this when I went to the Kid Roy concert at the Coliseum. I was like, dude, the parking wasn't even that bad. Why do we always Uber? And so he finally was like looking, and then he was like, yeah, $40 a person when that parking is just $40.
Especially just for the car where you're taking everybody.
Yeah, I was like, Art, I think it's time. I think we move on to just driving ourselves. And he's like, yeah, next game. And I'm like, yeah, thank God, man.
So would you... Okay, how would you attack SoFi then? Because you guys don't drive a SoFi, do you?
I'm trying to think. How do I?
I think you guys... Don't you guys take the
No,
train?
I do. I usually do. Or sometimes I'll take the Metro.
The Metro.
I agree with that one because SoFi park. If you're trying to park in SoFi, it's like $60 lowest. But if I do drive, a lot of people in the neighborhood across from SoFi offer parking in their driveway for way
like
cheaper.
$30 or $20.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so
help the community out.
I prefer to do that.
Pay your local neighborhood house.
It's walking distance. and it's half the price of whatever SoFi is going to charge you. So I either do that or I take the Metro. The Metro, the only sucky thing about that is you don't just get to go home right away. You got to wait for the Metro bus, and then the Metro bus takes you to the Metro, and then you're on the Metro, and then you get to your car, and then you get to go home. So that's the only bad thing about the Metro. Plus, I've seen some pretty weird people on the Metro, I'm not going to lie. So,
A bunch of just like skinwalkers.
I saw one guy come in with a beach cruiser bike into the Metro.
Past the
Like, he's on it in the bus. And he brought it in, was shirtless, and was just blasting music. Like that annoying kid at your high school who just thinks everybody wants to hear his speaker. That's what he was doing.
We didn't have a speaker kid. We had a guitar kid.
Oh, God.
He would connect it to an amp, brother.
And wheel the amp around?
No, the amp was connected to his hip because it was a portable amp.
Oh, God.
And you know what's the song he played on repeat was Smells Like Teen Spirit. So every fucking
We didn't
day,
have
it
that.
was just... And then out of nowhere, hey, do you want to hear this?
He was white, wasn't he?
No.
What was he?
Bro, I live in the hood. It's Latinos.
Oh, okay.
It's all Latinos.
Do you even have white kids at your school?
Couple.
Like how many? Like more than 100?
I knew a Carter.
Uh-huh.
I knew a Robbie.
Uh-huh.
Robert.
Would you say more than 100?
Probably like 75.
Damn.
No, there are a couple white boys, but I'd say like 80% of my school was Mexican or Latino.
Well, that was my school, but white.
Damn.
Yeah. So we took all the white kids. They were all at my school.
Y'all drafted all of them.
Yeah.
So tell me at least this. How's the difference between Caleb USC and Miller
USC? Much better.
Miller,
example,
correct me if I'm wrong, was the old quarterback.
He's been the backup for 3 years, and this is his 4th year, and he's finally getting this shot.
There you go.
And much better. Just based off our first 2 games. We beat LSU, a team that was ranked 10 higher than us. And then, against the Utah State Aggies, we destroyed them as we should. That is something that didn't happen when Caleb was quarterback. Love Caleb, love everything he did. But when we went against those schools that should have been layups, that we should have just wiped the floor with them, they would make it close sometimes. And Miller did exactly what he should do to Utah State, and that was destroy them. And so that was the first difference. The second, this has nothing to do with Miller Moss, but the 2 eras, our defense is way better. Our defense would have let up points against Utah State when Caleb was there. I guarantee it.
Damn, okay.
Because that would happen against all these lower schools. And now the defense is bigger. They're stronger. The amount of players that we had that bulked up, you can literally go on the USC football Instagram. There's the whole roster got like buffer and bigger and ready to play some damn football.
Oh, yeah.
And we shut out the Aggies, as they should be shut out, because they are not on our level, and that is what USC needs to show against those schools. And we'll have the true test when we play Michigan, who was in the national championship last year. They're on our schedule. And we also play Penn State, who's not that bad. So it will depend how we look against those schools. But taking down LSU was a great start because, like I said, they were 10 higher than us in the rankings. And I honestly don't know when the new rankings come out. We should definitely be moving up. We destroyed our opponent. And 2 of the top 10 schools, I think it was 10 and 5, took L's. Yeah. So I think we're going to move from 13 to 10, if I had to guess.
13 to 10, that's a pretty decent job.
Yeah. And as long as we keep playing this way, we should be looking great.
Yeah, so I hope nothing but the best for the Trojans and fight on, guys.
I just hope we are as big of a threat as we think we are right now.
Because I feel like USC in general should be a threat.
I don't want to go in against Michigan and get clapped. That's my only...
Then again, didn't Michigan have like the gnarliest record of, like as of late?
Well, they won the national championship last year, but they lost their head coach to the NFL. And their quarterback went to the NFL. But they are still very talented. And I do think the USC team overall, is a more balanced offense. They seem to be finding which attack works for each game, whether it's the pass, the run. They know what's going to work against each team, and that is something I feel like we didn't really see. Caleb was a scrambling quarterback. If he ever felt pressure, he would just run. He would just get out of it and pull something crazy out of his ass. And then you have Miller Moss, who's more of a pocket quarterback and is willing to wait, find his man, look for the right target, and he's more patient. And when he's not passing, our run game has stepped up. So I definitely think USC is on the rise, and we're going to need it because we just moved to the Big Ten, and now it's big-time players. So we need to keep playing like this once we get to Michigan and Penn State, because that's where the real competition is, and we got to prove it. We got to put ourselves on the map. I definitely think people are aware of us right now, but if we can do what we're doing now against those big schools, oh yeah, we'll be in for a good season. Oh, yeah. And at that game, we actually met like 6 girls from New Zealand. Very random. They were right behind us, and then one of them just taps me on the shoulder. She's like, "So what's are you?" I don't even know.
You trying to do the accent?
You got to start with shrimp on the barbie. So what?
Shrimp on the barbie.
I almost went to
so what you doing with the camera?
That's not that bad. Mine almost shifted to Irish. That's why I stopped.
What you doing with the camera?
And I was like, "Oh, I do YouTube." And I was like, "Are you guys Australian?" But I mean, come on. Australia's right here. New Zealand's right here.
We're going to get it wrong, guys.
I'm going to assume the bigger one. And so I was like, "Are you guys Australian?" And she's like, "No, New Zealand." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I was like, "It's right off the coast, right? Like it's a little island right off Australia." She's like, yeah. But apparently they do not like it if you keep mistaking New Zealand and Australia. And the guys behind them, so it was us, them, and then a group behind them.
Yeah.
This guy, I knew they were Australian or New Zealand right away. It's a very recognizable accent. And the guy behind them goes, "Oh, I thought it was Scottish." And I was like, "Bro, Scottish? Bro, those are very distinct. I feel like you can tell those apart easily."
I could already see the stink face you made. When you look back, you just hit him with a...
Dude, I literally heard him say that. I was like,
what?
They kept lying to me too, because I was like, "Oh, do you guys go here?" Because anybody that talks to me at a USC game, I'm going to assume you go to USC. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we all go here." And I'm like, "Oh, all of you from New Zealand?" And I was like, "That's cool, your whole friend group got in?" She's like, "I'm just pulling your leg." And I was like, "Oh, well, what the hell? Like, we just met." And I was like, "Okay, well, what do you actually, like, why are you actually here? Like, why did you want to come to a USC game?" And she kind of ignored it. And then a couple plays went on. I was like, "Okay, without pulling my leg, how come you guys came to a USC game?" And she's like, "Oh, we're flight attendants. We fly all over."
Oh, shit.
And so they were there, and they wanted to go to the USC game. They were there for one more day after that, which was yesterday. And then they're going to like Houston, New York, all kinds of places. So yeah, they were a pretty cool bunch. And Shortsy enjoyed the game. I hope he sticks to being a USC fan. Hope he doesn't switch up. But it was a lot of fun. I'm glad college football season is back. Also went to Dodger Stadium on the field for the first time.
That looked exciting. If you guys aren't aware, Austin, the man, the myth, the legend right here, has everything in his YouTube channel. Y'all should be liking, subscribing, everything that he's putting out, that we put out. Oh, yeah. Y'all should know.
There's a lot of Kleshka vlogs recently, too. So you'll have a good time. Those are my favorite videos, and I think those are the videos that I have the most fun editing, too. And I believe you guys enjoy watching them. So
come on, guys.
You got a ton to watch right now.
We got YouTube and food for hours to come.
Oh, yeah. But how the whole Dodger Stadium on-field happened, because I go to Angels on-field all the time. I told Tony, because I'm always thinking of different content, you know, like obviously things can be repetitive and
you want to switch it up.
You want new things on the channel. And I was like, "Well, Tony, I know you go on the field at Dodger Stadium sometimes. Is there any way we can go on the field at Dodger Stadium?" And he's like, "Oh, well, who's their next opponent?" And I was like, "The Guardians." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I know Sandy, the first base coach." Yeah. And I was like, "All right, cool. Let's do it then." And so he got the passes. They have the weirdest setup, by the way, for your passes. The dumbest, if you ask me, because it's really far. It's on the opposite side from where you go on the field. So the Angels, you enter at home plate,
Yeah.
and then you go in by home plate. Like your on field's right there.
Same thing with the Guardians, right? You went in through home plate?
We did have to go like down we went in through left field, and then you go down the third base concourse, and then you go down.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little farther than Angel Stadium. But Dodger Stadium, you know where the team store is in center field, the big team store? Where left field is, left field pavilion?
Yeah.
So right there's a ticket booth outside of the gate. You pick up your passes there, and then you walk all through center field. So where like Shake Shack is and everything, you walk through there. You have to bend all the way down the first base side.
Oh my God.
And then go down by home plate.
Dude, that's so far out.
I was like, dude, why is it all the way on the other side? But obviously, very grateful. Thank you, Tony and Sandy, for making that happen. I would just set it up better if I were the Dodgers. And we found out you can buy it at Dodger Stadium. Tony was talking to another family for $2,000.
$2,000?
Yep.
Oh my, dude! If
Or
you buy that for your loved one, you gotta love them.
Or you can know somebody, which is thankfully what I do.
Just know somebody.
Literally, I had Slater swipe up on my story. She was like, "How do you get on the field?" And I was like, I literally said, "Real answer, I know people." That's what I said. I was like, I know Tony, who knows people, therefore I know people.
I know people who know people.
Yeah, I know people who know people. And I've had a few you in my DMs asking how I do it all the time. It's literally, I know a guy who knows people. Or as he would say, people know him.
Back then, we should just say, I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy who knows a guy, eh? You don't need to hear much more, all right? Shut up about it, okay? But yeah, it was the Guardians and Dodgers. Only one group of BP for the Dodgers, so we didn't really even see that many Dodgers. We saw Mookie was out there. He did talk to Tony from a distance for a bit, never came up. Chris Taylor was the only Dodger that came up to us and talked to us. We took a picture with him. And then, who else was out there? Andy Pajes, never got his attention. I feel like there was one more, but I'm blanking. Everybody else was chilling in the clubhouse. To be fair, though, I don't know if that's how they normally do it. It was 108 degrees. So they probably were just staying inside and staying cool. I'd have to go do it another day when it's like a normal 70-degree day in California to see if they're all out there. But that was it for the Dodgers. And when the Guardians came out, I was like, all right, time for some redemption. Because when we were there in Cleveland, I have never seen a team more tunnel vision and not want to go talk to the people on the field. I get it. It's your job. You have games to win. But like every other time I've gone on the field, at Angels, they're very friendly. All the opponents that we usually see, very friendly. But the Guardians, man, it's not that they're mean. It's just they don't even acknowledge the people.
They're that locked in.
There's a handful. There's like maybe 3 that come over and talk. But like, man, they don't even turn their head. Like,
they know what they're about.
They're not even like baseball. Like, dude, they're not even like, hey, Mobo. Not like, it'd be more like, hey, Mobo. And they just keep.
Spidey!
See how I turned at you? See, I hear my name and I turn. They literally just keep going straight forward. And I'm like, dude, like, come on. And then I got Jose Ramirez. When we were in Cleveland, never even looked my way.
I remember.
Same thing. And I was last attempt, Jose! And he turns his head. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's how shocking it is that I got him to turn his head. And he looked at me dead in the eyes. And I said, can we take a picture? I literally did this because I don't know if he'd be able to hear me. And I was like, but he'll know this means picture.
Yeah.
So I was like, can we take a picture? You lied to me. He straight up said, in his high voice, I'll be back. And I was like, as soon as he said that, I was like, he ain't coming back. 100% he ain't coming back.
Damn.
And he didn't.
You should have told me, bro. I would have let you borrow my fucking...
My mom was wearing a Jose jersey.
Oh, damn.
I knew you weren't coming back, bro. I knew it. As soon as you said that and you went in the dugout, I was like, you ain't coming back.
Nobody ever comes back after they tell you that.
Oh, yeah. It was just your way to get away. I knew it as soon as you said it. And then we did get lucky with some of the players. My mom took a picture with Tyler Freeman. I don't know if this one would have happened if I wasn't in the right scenario. Tony knows Sandy, the first base coach. We were beyond where we should be, but we were allowed because we were talking to Sandy, and he was like, they can come over here and talk to me. And we're talking to him, and we're talking to him right in front of the steps where you go up. And I'm like, dude, and slowly I was seeing them come out. And I was like, dude, if anytime all the notable names come out, let it be right now, please. Because I saw a few guys that I wasn't too familiar with, the first ones out. I was like, oh, dude, the players are going to walk right here. And please let it happen now. Yeah. I was like, the first guys have already come, so that means more are coming. And I'm just seeing guys go, I'm like, I don't know. And then Josh Naylor turns the hall, and I'm like, oh, dude, he has to walk right by me. There's no way. And so I was like, hey, Josh, can we get a photo? And he stopped. He doesn't say yes. He doesn't say no. He just turns and stands. And I was like, oh, Tony, can you take the picture? And I was like, and he takes it. I was like, all right, that was cool, but also strange.
So he just took it and then walked away?
Dude, he didn't say yes. He didn't say no. He just stopped, turned, and was like, and I was like, what the, Tony, hold on. And he took the photo. And he was the only like notable name that came up that I was like, oh shit, there's Josh Naylor. I was hoping Jose was going to come up during that time. But once we were done talking to Sandy, we had to go back on the other side of the barrier. And there was that security at Dodger Stadium, man. They take their job way too seriously. Scott Boras, who makes all the mega contracts for the MLB, was sitting right behind home plate, you know, as you would think Scott Boras would do.
Yeah.
Tony goes to catch up with him. I've been in a few times, so I go out of the thing. And I'm just like, hey, nice to see you again, Scott. Oh, nice to see you. How you doing? And then I go back, and they're like, hey, don't go beyond that again. And I'm like, I know him. I'm saying hi. And I'm like, God.
Dude.
So that was pretty much all the guys that we interacted with and everything. Great experience as always, going on the field, always grateful for it. And yeah, good day there. But I got to say, better experience, VIP experience. We went to the Quakes, my first minor league game. It's an affiliate of the Dodgers. But just the treatment that we got there. Tony knows the hitting coach, Blake Galen. And dude, we pulled up early to talk to him. And we had like 3 hours to spare. We were going to go get lunch. But while catching up with him, Tony's like, is this like the MLB parks? Like, it's not as fancy, right? Like, do we need passes? And he like chuckled. He's like, you can just come in. I don't care. I was like, okay. So we're like, well, we'll be back here when you guys get started. So we go get lunch. By the way, this is the day where it was like 111.
You're out at the Quick
Rancho, Cucamonga. So around where we live, it's about 5-7 degrees cooler because we're closer to the ocean.
But guys, it's not ideal at all.
Yeah, because you go to Rancho, you start getting farther away from the ocean. You just get more surrounded by land.
And desert.
And so it gets hotter. And it was like, I think it got 113 at the hottest.
Ugh.
But luckily, I'm not going to lie, during this whole heat wave, anywhere where there was shade made it bearable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the dugout, luckily, was shaded. So we come back and we're weighing right outside like the clubhouse door. And he comes out and he's like, all right, you guys can come. And went right through the clubhouse into the dugout. And we're like, we don't need anything. We can just chill. And he's like, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. All the players were right there. Their first round pick last year, Kendall George, is on that team. And he was just chilling. And we introduced ourselves. Tony gave him one of his shirts, kicking back, being black. And one of their other top guys, top prospects, Zaire Hope, knows who we are. So immediately when I turned the dugout, I was like, wait a minute. You do YouTube? You have your own? And I'm like, yeah, Spidey Dodger Films. And he's like, yeah, and you have your own channel too, right? And I'm like, yes, sir. And so we talked to both of them. They were both really cool. I'm going to keep in touch with both of them. And I think I'm going to do that a lot more in the new season, because their season for minor leagues ended yesterday.
Oh,
that's over. But now that we know this, and it was a lot more fun and calm because it's just not the MLB yet. Like, everyone's more relaxed, and I think Tony and I are definitely going to be going out there a lot more. and just having fun, just doing our thing to the max out there because they like it. They aren't like under the control of MLB watching looming like an evil giant.
Yeah.
But yeah, we chill in the dugout. We got to be right there watching them take batting practice. And next year, I mean, we'll see how far we can go with all of it. Like, just being there, I was thinking of ideas like, can I put a GoPro in the batting cage? Like, while they do their BP, that'd be sick.
Yeah, get a little inside view.
I'll even shag in the outfield if you guys want. If I get hurt, I promise I won't sue. Like,
At that point, get all of Dodger Films to shag.
like, bro, like, those are the things I think would be possible. I'm not going to lie.
That would be cool.
And so I might even do opening day at the Quakes next year. I think that'd be dope. Never done a minor league opening day. And I don't know if it's the same time as major league opening day. I'm going to assume it's a little later.
I figured it might be earlier.
Or earlier. Who knows? But yeah, so definitely going to be going out there, hanging with those guys a little more. We'll see how long they stay there, with Kendall George being a first-round pick. He's most likely going to be moving up the ranks pretty quickly. And Zaire Hope, I hope for him that he'll also be moving up those ranks, because it's even cooler to meet these guys now, and if to see them make it, if they make it to the MLB, that's just even like a more proud moment that like we were there when they were in high A.
Yeah.
And if they make it that far, it's like, dude, you made it. You're at the big leagues now. And so we'll see. We got time. And there's another guy that me and Tony didn't even like, we didn't meet him, but we go to watch the game. And by the way, that's the other amazing part, right behind home plate. Why? Because minor league games do not sell out. Nowhere close. And so we're like, let's just sit there. Who's going to tell us no?
Seriously, who's going to come up to you and be like, dude, you're in my seat?
And I was like, all right, I'll move over there.
Yeah.
We're watching the game. First inning goes by, whatever. And then I kind of get locked in on the pitcher. You always like film the first inning for vlogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And so in the second inning, I'm just kind of, like, all right, I'm actually like locked in, like looking at everybody. And I noticed the pitcher has a certain motion to him. And there's this Korean sensation the Dodgers got, who has been working in the minors, named Hyuk-sung Jang, I believe is how you say it. And all these Korean Japanese players have like unique swings and motions compared to what we see here in America. And I started looking at him on the mound. I'm like, wait a minute, Tony, that's the guy. He's pitching today. And he only pitched 2 innings, which was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But he no-hit him. His stuff was nasty. And we'll see how far he goes. Hopefully next time I'll be able to meet him. But I didn't even see him walking around. Obviously, he was the starter for the day. He was probably keeping to himself.
Yeah, or probably warming up in the back, huh?
Or that, yeah. But I never saw him when me and Tony were out there. So hopefully we'll get to meet him eventually. He's supposed to have a lot of potential. He was going to be the #1 pick in the Korean draft for baseball, but said, nah, I'm going to skip all that and just go to the MLB.
Wow.
Yep. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
What a baller. I mean, hope the best for him.
Yeah. And another thing I want to call out, this has to do with when I went on the field at Dodger Stadium. The amount of people that comment, oh, Spidey says he's not becoming a Dodgers fan. It doesn't look like that to me. First of all, a couple vlogs before that, I checked somebody in the comments. I've gone to double the amount of Angel games. Second, I can't go watch another team. Like, yeah, I talk smack on him. If you watch that vlog, who am I rooting for to win in the game? The Guardians. I say it.
If he goes to a Dodger game, 99% of the time, he's probably going to be cheering for the other team.
Probably 100.
Probably 100. I don't think there's ever going to be a day where you cheer for them.
So, majority of the comments are people just like, oh, it looks like he's becoming a Dodger fan. Okay, so if you live in Chicago, those teams are both close. Those teams are both accessible to either Chicago fan. Say you're a Cubs fan, okay? Now, actually, let's say you're on the depressing side like me. Let's say you're a White Sox fan, okay? You're loyal to the White Sox. You love the White Sox. You'll be a ride or die of that team no matter what. But, like, White Sox are out of town. Cubs are playing. I'm going to go watch the Cubs. So you go watch the Cubs. Are you a Cubs fan now? That's the logic y'all are coming at me with. I've still gone to double the amount of games. I've gone to like 18 Angel games and like 10 Dodger games. It's about to be 20 after this week and a half for Angel games. So back off, all right? You can go watch other teams. You might as well call me a fan of whatever team I go to see when I travel.
Might as well.
Yeah, with that logic.
That's what I do with Cleveland.
I think my mom's a full-on Cleveland fan now.
You think she is just ride or die Cleveland?
She literally kept saying on the field, Cleveland's my team now. Those are my boys. We had such a good time out there. And I'm like, all right, so I'll remember this in hopefully 15-ish years when the Angels are actually good again and you're not allowed in.
It's like World Series is like, hey, I got you your ticket. Okay, cool. You're not going to go. Give me your ticket. Thank you.
I'll remember that. I said it to people like Art who have switched up their teams. You cannot just go away when it's bad and come back when it's good. I don't think Art's ever going to go back to being a Falcons fan, but things got bad. They traded away his player, and he's like, okay, I don't want to root for them anymore. And I'm like, so it's like me with the Angels. Yes, things suck right now. Obviously. I'm not as locked in as I normally would be if they were doing great. It's hard to watch. But I'm going to ride with them. I'm not going to switch teams because you have to go through the bad if you want to experience the good. It's just not allowed. You don't get to only be there for the good. So that's my whole opinion on it.
Well, it's only fair, really, because how are you going to jump on the bandwagon? Mm-hmm. Just right when everything's barely starting to, or like right when it's finally getting pieced together, but you didn't see the build. You didn't see anything.
An example with Art and the Dodgers. Art was there during the bad for the Dodgers. Oh, yeah. Back when they were like above average, but they weren't crazy. I'm like talking like early Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, Rafael Furcal. I'm talking those days. And they would struggle for the division some years. They would have teams competing with them, where these days it's like a guarantee.
Well, I remember T-Mobile was talking about that, like same
T-Mobile, was in that era,
like the fans like Javi and Ryan, furthermore,
all they
haven't experienced a bad Dodger team.
Nope.
That's crazy because that flip-flop happened to me.
They're spoiled.
I'm experiencing a horrible Angels team.
Yes, you are.
Saw a great Angels team.
I did. They made the playoffs like every single year.
And the best Angels.
Does that sound like just a...
I don't even know what kind of Angels those are. Like, what are playoffs?
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, they did at one point. They would make it every year and typically lose to the frickin' Red Sox.
Yeah.
That's why I hate the Red Sox so much.
Or the Yankees, right?
The Yankees would be like the next team that would kick us out. If it wasn't the Red Sox, it was the Yankees. Those teams ruled the early 2000s, so whatever. But like, damn, they would always give us problems, man. And just seeing all these old videos on TikTok recently, I literally saw one of Tim Salmon clutching up in the World Series.
Game 2, right?
Yeah, to see the crowd like that, oh my God, I would kill for it.
I love seeing Percival throw that pitch right before the last one, and you see everybody just shaking the red.
Thunder sticks.
Yeah, just...
Oh, God, I've never been to an Angels playoff game. So that year in 2014, I didn't have enough money to pay for playoff tickets.
Well, you were in high school.
Exactly.
Or middle school.
Exactly. But I was like, hey, things are going to be great.
You're like, we're right there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
We just finished with the best record in baseball. We have Mike Trout.
So what happened in 2015? Why did everything go downhill?
We just sucked, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Womp womp.
But yeah, it's whatever. I'm sure we'll be good again one day.
Oh, well.
And you, anything going on in life?
Right now, still working on the cars.
I feel like that's the only thing we talk about.
Okay, so it's that, but then right now, what I do this past weekend, I went to go see a myth in rap community.
Huh?
So there was
like a myth in the rap community.
Yeah, okay. There's an artist that I've only heard his songs through YouTube, given word of mouth from a friend. So this guy's from Memphis. His name is Tommy Wright III.
By the way, if you have a Roman numeral in your name, you're immediately more badass than everybody else. Your aura is already higher.
No, best part, I think his son's name is Tommy 4. Like Tommy Roman numeral 4.
Badass.
It's tough.
It is.
But I saw him play, him with a couple of other people. The only thing that kind of sucked was, I think the genre of music is called grindcore.
Okay.
So think of metal music that's been deep fried bass boosted, and then deep fried again. It's very like.
This doesn't sound like my kind of music.
So it was all of that, a rapper, and then the guy.
Okay.
It was a weird lineup, but phenomenal show. A lot of people showed up, showed a lot of love from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
Was very surprised with that. And then I found out one of like their big songs, or his big songs, had gotten sampled by Beyonce and Rock Nation.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was cool to see. Absolutely loved it. Guys, go check out Tommy Wright III.
Speaking of Jay-Z and Rock Nation, they chose or took part in choosing the halftime performer for the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar.
Guys, we're gonna hear it again for the 200th time.
That's right.
We're gonna see. I hope Drake goes.
Oh, he's gonna do it in front of millions of people. Let's go. Take that, Drake fans.
We're about to call him a pedophile worldwide.
Oh my goodness.
Although I will say this, from whatever it is in Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
So I did hear a lot of people getting
Lil Wayne.
flack for Lil Wayne, but I feel like Kendrick was probably gonna bring out Lil Wayne because weren't they together on fucking Problems?
Are they?
Wasn't Lil Wayne on it? It was Drake.
At this point, with like, unless they're a newer artist, I'm convinced everybody has collabed
with, yeah.
Like you just forget, like, and you'll look it up and be like, oh yeah, they did that song together. I'm
pretty sure he did Problems. They both did Problems with Rocky.
I think you're right, honestly.
But yeah, that's gonna be a I mean, is there anybody you'd want to see come out? I honestly hope and I pray that Baby Keem comes out so that he can do Family
Mona
Ties.
Lisa?
Mona Lisa.
A Lil Wayne song featuring Kendrick.
I think I remember that. I don't really remember that song.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Is that from Spider-Man? Looks like the...
It was 2018, so it's a newer Kendrick song.
Huh.
Or, sorry, Lil Wayne. But yeah, I'd
love to see Baby Keem perform.
I love seeing Drake fans getting pissed off.
Well, Javi immediately started trashing him in our chat.
Yeah, Javi thought it was the worst thing ever. Good. I love that you hate it.
But apart from that, I'm doing good, man. I'm just trying not to burn up in this heat.
It's actually...
I mean, now, especially right now, like you said, it's very pleasant in here. Thank you.
Yeah.
AC is awesome.
Yeah. And then I think tomorrow's the last day of the heat wave.
Yeah, I think Wednesday it should start clearing up.
Yeah, Wednesday, from what I looked up, it's supposed to go back down to like 74. Thank God.
What else still got cooking right now? I know.
It's 78 right now. This time last night, it was 90.
Yeah. I got home, I think Sunday night, and it was like 97.
Oh, dude. So
look at that,
tomorrow, it's supposed to go back down to 82. Highest, hopefully, is 82. 83 at the highest. Oh. And then we're back to normal on Wednesday.
Let me see you go down.
Look at that, bro.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I haven't seen a 7 in years.
That's the days. This is the hours.
I know, but 7, like 7 Ds.
Yeah. So 74, we're back to California weather. Thank God, bro. I'm done with this heat wave. I'm so tired of it. And especially because Kirsch and I are doing a workout video on Wednesday, so thank God.
Oh, are you guys doing it out in the open?
Little sneak peek for all of you. Only you are going to know about this.
Ooh, only
MLB player workout with an MLB player. Not copying an MLB player like we did Mookie. No, we're doing it with one.
With the MLB player?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to go watch the blog.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to try and use my mobile report, so maybe we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Next week. When it's already up. All right. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. We post the audio on Spotify and Apple at 7 a.m. on Thursdays.
Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube video hits Friday, 7 a.m. Make sure to have notification bell up. Be subscribed, like, share to everybody that you know. Ozzy? Mm-hmm. You want to send them off?
Oh, yeah. See you in episode 85. See you in episode 85.
85.
100's coming up. So you better be subscribed. We're only 50 up. Yeah, I can't talk anymore.
We're only 15 episodes away, guys.
Goodbye.